The gear's getting so Check out this lighting, holy crap. I might film here more often. Also got this nice glow on this side of my face, a little softbox reflection in my eyes. That's a sign. That's a sign for good lighting. What is good, everyone, and welcome back to yet another video. I hope you're all well. Now, today's video. Now, this is a topic that I have been asked and I have had questions on for such a long time. How do you charge money for your photos? How do you generate that first client? Whether you're a beginner, you're starting up, how do you get that first client? How do you get that first paid job in the photography world, so to speak? Whether you're a photographer or you're a filmmaker, I feel like this discussion or this topic can be related to both sides, because I personally see video and photo very similar. Now, I know for a lot of people, using their camera, using their gear, using the equipment that they have invested in is their main source of income. Without their camera, they don't make any money. Whereas for others, for like beginners, for amateurs who have just started out, maybe being a freelance photographer is your dream job. That's something you want to pursue. Let me take you back about 2 weeks ago, where a good friend of mine, Andrea, you guys may know him over on Instagram as AA Vision. He is an amazing street photographer, does a lot of nighttime street photography, similar to what I do. Andrea has a really good connection with a bike company called Triumph. Triumph Motorcycles is the largest UK-owned motorbike manufacturer. Andrea then hit me up on Instagram and said, I've got this motorbike for the weekend. I want to take some nice photos of it. I want to go out in the night. This photo shoot, by the way, was not paid at all. The company wasn't paying him and he wasn't paying me. So this wasn't like a paid gig. None of us were earning any money from this. So you're probably thinking right now, how does that relate to making money with photography? How does that relate to what you spoke about before when it comes to generating clients and actually getting paid to do photography when you're doing a photo shoot for free? It is so important that when you're going out and you're doing photography and you're going out with your friends, you're having fun, to not always expect something in return. Myself and Andrea and a lot of my other friends who you may have seen in my previous videos, whenever we go out and we do photo shoots, a lot of the time it's for fun and we're ultimately just trying to take photos and get content for each other. That's all it's ever been. It's always just been fun. We never really expect anything in return. Then over time, I've posted these photos up on Instagram, I've posted them on YouTube, I've made behind the scenes videos and how we've set out to try and get a specific photo. I've made vlogs. Pretty much all of my YouTube videos are sort of based around me going out with my friends, trying to take photos and try and get cool content at the end of the day. And it's all just been for fun. You know, we don't ever expect any form of payment. It's just been for fun. Then we post that content online, and then loads of you guys or loads of my followers on Instagram or people on YouTube see those videos and see those photos. You never ever know who can see them. You know, you might have a brand see that picture up on their Instagram explore page and be like, oh, that's really cool, let's use him for our next project. Or I like his style of photography. By seeing that one photo, they go and check out your Instagram page and they're like, oh, this guy's, you know, his guy's stuff's really cool, let's use him for our next campaign or whatnot. Then ultimately that way you're then generating a client. They might hit you up on an email or a message to say, hiya, I love your photography work, let's work together, this, that and the other. And then that cycle of building clients and building relationships with companies starts to develop. Going back now to what I was talking about before with Andrea and his relationship with Triumph, me and Andrea went out one evening and done a photo shoot with this bike, bearing in mind it poured it down with rain. We are here with Andrea, who is literally over there. We're doing a photo shoot with this new bike that he's got for like 24 hours. So we decided to come out tonight. With it being so empty, it's gonna literally help out so much, because I wouldn't have to be like waiting around, waiting for people to move out the way. Usually in like busy central London, especially at night, it's usually completely packed. Being around here is just no one around, so it just makes life 10 times easier for when we're actually shooting. So I think we just do some stuff here, play around and just move to like some locations. If there's any ones you want to go to specifically?
Not really, but we can think of something for sure.
Yeah, alright, so the lens that I'm going to use, probably going to be like 50mm, do some 50mm stuff, do some 85, and then I think some close-ups, again I'll still stick with those two lenses. I do have my 25mm, but for like really kind of punched in tight shots, kind of want to stick with around 85, 50mm. We're going to use the nan lights each side of the bike and proper light it up.
These ones, yeah?
So we're going to use these two. What colour do you reckon, Andrea?
What? This is all red Chinatown vibe, so maybe
White and red, or we can go
White and red, I think, yeah.
Is that red? Is that red to you? Is that pink? So they're both on brightness 100. Like that. So that red light looks sick on the floor. I reckon we put the white one now. Because this is 50 and I want to come further back, 85mm will just compress it so much more. Especially if you shoot it at 1.4, it will just make it look so much better and crush the background. Right, I'm going to ask you as well to put this bike proper side on now. So if you can take the lights off and put it like dead side on. Having guidelines built into your Sony is the best thing in the world. You don't have to play around with cropping it in Lightroom, losing parts of the scenery. I'm using this little bollard to kind of give it some depth. A little bit. Andrea, look up at me. Right, that looks sick. Look up. Nice little rub down. This looks sick though. When I show you this photo, you're going to be gassed. Okay.
Sick on me. You can see the. Oh my god.
But the gear is soaked. I am wet. All right, now time for the fun part. Let's have a look at some of the photos. We got absolutely ruined by that rain. But as we all know, pictures look so much better at night in the rain. It wasn't as long as I hoped because I wanted to go to a few more locations around London, especially like Piccadilly and Leicester Square, but the rain was just ridiculous. Again, these things happen. You win some, you lose some. All in all, I was really, really happy with the photos that we got. Here are the final images from the night. Like I mentioned at the start, this was not a paid shoot, whereas if it was, there would be a lot more planning involved, there would be a lot more sense of direction involved, and the whole photo shoot would have just been a lot longer because it would have been more professional. When it comes to doing paid work and paid photo shoots, I like to be really, really organized in that sense of letting the client know exactly what they're gonna get by sending over examples and just staying organized. Let's take a look now at some of the photos. As a lot of you know, I'm from London, so I pretty much know London like the back of my hand. I've done countless photo shoots in Chinatown, so a lot of these edit styles I have saved already from previous photo shoots. So having presets and things like that saved onto your computer is a lot easier when it comes to doing editing when you're in locations that you sort of know, if that makes sense. Like any other photo, when it comes to using presets, they're not going to look exactly how you want it to by just one click of a button. So obviously I had to make quite a few adjustments to get them to the sort of style that I really liked. Again, playing around with the warmth, I wanted to make these pictures look really, really cool. So I brought down that temperature, made them look really cool, but still wanted to keep some oranges and reds in there. I think this photo here was my favorite of the night, simply because I love the composition of it. I love the framing. He just looks badass on that bike. Both of the lights, the nan lights underneath the bike, look really cool, and I love that reflection that it's giving off on the ground. That is why it was good to have rain, only because of that sort of ground reflection that we're getting from both of these nan lights. And then obviously when it came to editing it, I added a lens flare on the blue light just to make it look cool, make it look a little bit more dramatic. And then obviously playing around with the radial mask to brighten Andrea and kind of darken that background. Another one of the photos which I really, really liked from this shoot was this one. Now, as you can see, there was a few issues we had with this photo. One, it wasn't very well lit at all. A lot of the lights were behind Andrea, which means him and the bike weren't very well lit. Now, I wouldn't probably send this photo off to a client if this was a paid job, simply because it's more of like a silhouette shot, and I don't think that it would be suitable to sort of show off the bike because you're losing a lot of the detail. Whereas this photo here, I think would be perfect, getting some nice detail shots. And remember, when you are taking photos for clients, whether it be a bike or any product, make sure to get some really nice punched in details of whatever it is you're shooting, because it just shows off the bike a lot more, shows off the machinery, and I just think it just looks so cool when you put it in a series. You've got some nice close-ups, you've got some wide shots, you've got some sort of compressed shots. When you mix them all together, send them off to a client, they've got such a variation of different shots to choose from, and maybe, you know, a lot of the close-up shots, which maybe you might not think are good enough, they really love because it shows off all of the aesthetics. So these are things you need to take into consideration when you're shooting for a client. I'm not going to go into pricing and things like that and how much you should charge. I'll probably save that for another video. The whole point of this video, the whole reason why I've made this video today, is if you want to get paid as a photographer and you want photography to be your full-time job and your career, just go out and shoot. Like that is pretty much it. There's no secret formula, there's no hack, there's nothing like that where you're gonna start all of a sudden getting loads of money in from photography. All these clients are gonna start rushing in. That doesn't exist. It just takes hard work, it takes time, it takes preparation, and it takes a lot of graft. Like, you just need to go out and be consistent, go out and shoot every single day. Do work for free if you must, to build up your portfolio and build up your gallery of photos, which then you can send out to people. And then the more photos and the more photos you have in your portfolio, the more likely you're going to be able to land a client. That is the advice. That is the reason why I've made this video today. I hope that makes sense. I hope it's clear. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, don't forget to leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you all very, very soon in the next one. Take care. Peace.